Maxie! Come here, buddy. This is Max. He's my dog. You may see him in some of my vlogs. You can't really see him right now. Did you drink my Dr. Pepper?
I had a drink.
It's true, guys. I drink like 3 Dr. Peppers a day. I'm terrible.
Not you have too much sugar.
Come on, buddy.
Hey, Matthew.
Mm-hmm.
Did you left it garage when you went out?
Yeah.
Did not drop my iPad out there.
Okay. Alright guys, sorry about that. A little break there. Oh dang, we're hitting the 30-minute mark. I gotta hurry. So my final point for Dino Supercharged would be Koda and Ivan. They are very original in the fact that we haven't seen any other Rangers from other time periods other than in time-related seasons like Time Force. That would be the only one, because the future guys come back to the past. But this is a Dino-related season. This isn't... And you could argue that Sledge would kind of... Koda would have something to do with dinosaurs, because he's a caveman. But Ivan, he wouldn't have anything to do with dinosaurs. He's from medieval times. That's way after the dinosaurs. That's way after Sledge's asteroid hit the Earth. And, yeah. Koda and Ivan, very original. Coming in at number 4 will be Ninja Storm. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. We're getting to the awesome seasons here. Ninja Storm is my spirit season. I love this season. If I was a ranger, I'd see myself in Ninja Storm. They just look like they're having so much fun. Even the villains in this season look like they're having so much fun with what they're doing. And they look like they're having a good life and they're enjoying what they're doing. Yes, this season does have a lot of jokes. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but if you're not in there for the jokes, you're really in there for Cam's backstory. Cam's backstory is awesome. If you guys are wondering, I do either see myself as Bridge from STPD as a Power Ranger, or Dustin from Ninja Storm as a Power Ranger. So, yeah, that's how I see myself as a Power Ranger. Ninja Storm, awesome season, my spirit season, just great tone, great characters, love that season, oh my gosh. Okay, number 3 is going to be Dino Thunder. This season is just very different. Each of these Rangers, they don't want to become Rangers at the beginning. They don't like each other. They don't get along with one another. They're from totally different groups from school, like social groups. And of course, Tommy Oliver returning from since Turbo. He's, of course, you're gonna get a lot of praise for that. Bringing back a past Ranger. I hope they do this more. Not just bringing back past Rangers like in the Legendary battle. That was mediocre. It was fine seeing those past Rangers, but I'd just like to see a little bit more of them, like in Dino Thunder with Tommy. So, yeah, in Mesogog, Dude, that dude was freaky. He freaked me out, dude. The freakiest thing about him was he could become Mesagog at any time. He could, like, there was one time where Anton Moser was teaching a class because Tommy, this is the time period when Tommy was morphed. So they had Anton Moser as a sub. So, come on, let's walk a little longer, buddy. So, yeah, and he was about to turn into Mesagog right when he was teaching. So that just shows you he's not in control. Neither is Mesagog. He was, one time Mesagog was turning into Anton Moser in the middle of his lair when Trent was captured. So, yeah, it's kind of freaky how, like, neither of them really have control over the other. So, yeah, and then of course the White Ranger arc in that show, awesome. Definitely inspired by the Green Ranger arc, but still inspired does not mean copied. Very awesome. And those team ups, dude. Those team ups with SPD, awesome. So, yeah. And so, coming in at number 2 is going to be Power Rangers in Space. So let me explain a little bit of history here. After Turbo, the ratings were terrible. I mean, terrible. Everyone freaking hated Turbo. Ratings were at an all-time low, so show had to be canceled. This has happened a couple times with Power Rangers. Happened once with In Space, once with RPM, and once with Samurai. But they just keep climbing their way back up to the top, and they make awesome seasons whenever they're about to be canceled. So, In Space, let's talk about this. Okay, so if you guys have seen the Legendary Battle, this is the finale is kind of like the Legendary Battle, but with villains. So it's like every single villain has returned from every single season. This is supposed to be the final epic battle. You see the Machine Empire, you see Divatox, you see Rita and Zed, you see Master Vile, you see, of course, you see Astronema and, Ecliptor. The only problem is the Rangers didn't get to fight Dark Spectre. That's my only problem. So what happens with Dark Spectre essentially is, spoilers if you haven't seen In Space yet. But if you're wondering and you're just not a fan of Power Rangers and you don't want to watch In Space and you're wondering how it happened, Astronema hated Dark Spectre because Darkonda kidnapped her, and Darkonda is kind of like his minion. So she doesn't really like Dark Spectre too much. And plus, he brainwashed her. So technically, he's hit her technical kidnapper, and he brainwashed her. So yeah, things aren't going too good with them. She's not on good terms with him. So she makes Darkonda fly into Dark Spectre's mouth, and he blows up. That's how he blows up in the end. And dude, that ending though to In Space, first of all, before we talk about the ending, let's talk about the rest of the season. The finale isn't the only good part of that season. I also really liked the episode where Zane and Chrome went on a date. That was a very interesting episode, and of course I'm gonna like the episode where Astronema becomes Chrome again. That's an awesome episode. And yeah, the Zordon plot is awesome in that season. The Zordon mystery. Every time you think you're gonna find him, like, yes, we finally found him. He gets moved to another planet by either Divatox or Astronema or something like that. So, yeah. Let's talk about that ending, though. That ending is awesome. So, Zordon, mentor for Mighty Morphin, Zeo, and Mighty Morphin and Zeo, but Mighty Morphin had 3 seasons, so he was a mentor for 4 years, and then he just left in Turbo, so we just thought, hey, he's gonna come back, it's alright. No. Andros, at the end of In Space, literally kills Zordon. Andros is the Red Ranger, but he is ordered by Zordon to kill him because it's the only way to stop the invasion of darkness. So he shatters his tube. He resents at first, of course. He tries to think of other options, but Zordon says, dude, there is no other option. You have to kill me. This is the only way we can stop this invasion. So he does, and Zordon dies at the end of In Space. Zordon is no more, and so yeah, that hit a lot of people hard whenever that happened. And yeah, In Space would be number 2, and number 1 is, oh my gosh, guys, this is the only other season. You know what my number 1 is going to be. Everyone loves this season. I have not mentioned it yet. You guys know I'm going to mention it at some point on this list. Climbing all the way up to number 1 is going to be Time Force. Wow. Time Force. Everyone is asking, and I'm sure everyone is asking yourselves, hey, Time Force is a great season, but why is it your number 1? Because here's the reason. I relate to these characters. I want to know more about them. This is the only one. This is the only season where, other than In Space, maybe, that I was actually saying, come on. The only reason, one of the only reasons I watched Wild Force, which is a great season, by the way. I just thought it was going to be mediocre, so I thought I may skip it, but I was like, I want to see what happens to these Time Force Rangers. So I watched through Wild Force, which was a great season, and I got to Reinforcements from Time, which is the Time Force episode, and this is literally one of the best team-ups ever. But let's march out of Wild Force and back in next week.